going to be happening just after this, but for right now, it's all to do with you guys. We've got 4 amazing fighters up here. Anything you want to know, please fire the questions at them. It'd be great when you do, if you could just stand up. You can see there are microphones here and over there. So what we're going to do straight away is kick off by getting them out. So please put your hands together as we welcome out, well, he's a Hall of Famer, he's fought everyone in the light heavyweight division back then, and I'm going to find out whether he wants to come back and fight Rampage again. Give it up for Forrest Griffin! I'm not going to ask if you want to fight Rampage again. I am going to ask what's happening on the European scene. First time in Berlin for you. What are you seeing?
Well, you know what I didn't see is the palace, because you have to you have to book it way in advance. If anybody wants to hook me up with a palace tour, I'm not going to say no to it.
Okay, we have around about 45 minutes. If you'd like to volunteer the palace tour, we'll do that. We'll talk about fighting. We want your views on the scene at the moment. But next up, he's the man next in line for the belt. Give it up for Alexander Gustafsson. Welcome, Alex. First question for me, where and when are we going to see you fight? Do we know yet?
I don't know yet. I just know I'm fighting DC. That's the most important thing.
It is for the belt. You must be super excited.
I'm very excited, very excited.
Fantastic. Well, these guys have got questions for you shortly. Before we do that, let's welcome out a young lady we enjoyed watching on Tough 20. Give it up for Rose Namajunas. Welcome, Rose. Please take a seat. We're going to find out in a bit more detail your views on tomorrow night and how you think it's going to win. But a quick word on the division you're in at the moment. It's increasingly rich with talent.
Yeah, I knew that the 115 division was stacked ever since I entered it. But you know, now the rest of the world is finding out, so it's great now that we're getting recognition.
Great, well these guys I'm sure have got questions for you. And last up at the end of the stage, someone who's going to tell us about the heavyweights. I'm sure he's gunning for a belt as well. Give it up for Stipe Miocic! Welcome, Stipe. I'm going to fire away before these guys get stuck in. Do you know who you're fighting and when you're fighting next?
No, but hopefully it's for time.
Fair enough. I'm going to ask if we can drop the lights a teeny bit so we can see the faces of you guys if you step up to the microphone. Please feel free, there's a mic here. Who would like to kick us off? Is there any way we can drop these lights just a teeny bit so the guys can see? Look into the eyes. We've got loads of time, guys, so fire away. So your name and who the question is for.
Hi, my name is Chris. I did not have the chance to ask a question to Alexander in the media scrum. So your last fight, you sold out the Tele2 Arena. This weekend, this will be the first title fight in Europe. Any hope you fight DC in Europe, in Stockholm, for instance?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I want to fight DC. I can fight him anywhere, but Europe is great, of course. It's on my home ground, so it'd be nice. Even in the States too, so as long as I can fight him, I'm happy.
Okay, thank you, and shoot out to Belgium and MMA Junkie forums. Thanks.
You, sir, with the black Pride t-shirt, and then we're going to go back across to this microphone if you guys would like to stand in line. Fire away.
Yeah, hi, I'm Abdul from Germany. I have a question, Andy, for you, Andy. Do you know about the next events in Europe? Any new events that's going to be announced?
No new events, so we know Glasgow's coming up. There is talk about Dublin, but as yet there's been no confirmation on that. And other than that, I would imagine we're going to try and repeat what we've done previously, but I don't have any new information that hasn't been published.
I have a couple of questions. One question to Gustafsson. After you take the belt from Cormier, you'll make the next fight in the stadium in Stockholm?
Let's see what happens. First, I just want to take that belt. You know, I got a challenge in front of me. DC is a beast. So let's see what happens.
And for Rose, do you wake up? Do you make Pat Belly every day wake up with the boxing gloves, or do you use something about it?
No, yeah, he said he's not going to be able to take that abuse from me, so, and I probably would go to jail. No, we sing songs together, we have beautiful breakfast every morning, and we hug each other.
Yeah, and for Forrest, this is now the third time in a row I meet you in a UFC event. I guess the last time.
You're sick of me, it's okay.
Yeah. The last time the guy said like.
I'm sick of me too, don't worry about it.
He said he wants to be your best friend because he saw you 3 times. I guess now I earned that right?
You're my new best friend. We'll link up later.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful moment. Should we see if anyone wants to go up to that microphone, please? We want to get as many questions as possible. Feel free to step forward. If we see you there, we'll go to you, but fire away, sir.
Hey, my name is Mateusz. Question to Rose. Hey, Forrest. How do you see the main event going down? What's your pick and what's the result?
Yeah, if I have to pick a person, I gotta say Joanna. She's just been looking really good, but you know, it breaks my heart because Jessica, you know, she's a good friend of mine, so I'd love to see her win. I think that she could get it to the ground. She could submit her at any moment. I think her jiu-jitsu is stellar, so, but I would give Joanna the slight edge.
Okay, is it the finish or is it a decision?
I'm gonna go with the finish.
Okay, and question for Stipe. You're legit top 5 heavyweight right now, right? You are definitely in a
top 3.
Top 3. You're definitely there next to the title shot along with Arlovski JDS, and but you're also an active firefighter, right?
This is correct.
So how do you actually agree those 2 things? How do you handle like managing being a professional fighter and an active firefighter?
Oh, I'm part-time in 2 departments, so I get to pick my schedule in advance a month before. So, you know, if something comes up, you know, I can change my schedule. And you know, with training, I work at night a lot, or on the weekends.
Okay, thanks.
No, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. And Gus, good luck. Bring the next belt to Europe, man.
Just a quick one to build on that question. Is it a good thing for you to have a distraction away from fighting where you can just get your head out of the gym, get your head away from techniques and just have a day job? Is that beneficial to your training?
Oh yeah, it's awesome. It's like 2 different worlds, and I don't have to worry about, you know, getting punched in the face or anything like that. I just sit there and go on calls and, you know, help people out, take them to the hospital.
Okay. Thank you. So, please tell us your name. Who's your question for?
Hi, I'm Sami. I have a question for Stipe. There's a lot of movement in the heavyweight division right now with the recent title fight with you, also with Arlovski. I was wondering if you get the next title shot, what would be your approach if you have to fight Verdun?
My approach would be winning the fight.
Okay. Any holes or something you saw in the fight?
Yeah, I think everyone has holes, you know, everyone has tendencies, you know. I haven't really watched much film on them. I have great coaches, so, you know, hopefully I get that shot and I can get that film, look over it, and then we can come up with a great game plan. So, but I'll be confident I'll walk in there.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
One more question to all of you. Also in the last heavyweight title fight, it seemed that the altitude and maybe ring rust played a big factor. I was wondering if you guys have ever experienced that in previous fight, and what your thought is about it.
I haven't fought in high altitude before, but I know that training in high altitude, you don't realize it until it starts to hit you maybe like the 3rd or 4th day for myself. You get really nauseous, and even Mexico City is higher than Denver where I train at, so I could just imagine that if you're not used to it, it's definitely, it affects you a lot.
Alex, have you had that experience training at altitude and coming back, or have you fought? I don't think from memory you fought at particular high altitude.
No, I haven't. No, so, but I know it's tough. It's much tougher to fight high altitude.
And in fact, before we come to you, Forrest, Stipe, just because on that, although Kane hasn't ever, you know, he said he should have maybe spent a bit more time or been in Mexico City longer. How did you see the fight? I mean, we saw the result, but were you expecting that kind of a experience?
You know, I think we're doing a great job. I think a great game plan, but you know, it might have been a little bit for Kane. You know, the altitude and maybe the ring rust a little bit. He's been out for such a long time. So I think a little bit of, you know, everything, especially being in Mexico City too. You know, it's such a big card. So I think it was a lot of factors that happened.
Does it change the landscape dramatically now in the heavyweights, or is it just everyone still knows exactly what they have to do? It's not a real. I guess everyone saw Kane for so long as the champ, but because he's been off, now there's someone else. Is he going to come back just as strong, would you say, or is it anyone's bell once?
100%. He's definitely going to come back stronger, you know, and I think he got that fight out of the way now. Now he's getting more hungry now because he's got the belt once back.
Fantastic. Forrest, your views on high altitude?
Yeah, so I was in Johannesburg. It was actually like stupid high, and I remember I was walking up to do like a water slide and I got exhausted. So yeah, don't fight at altitude. Don't do it.
Thank you.
Thank you for your questions. We're going to go over there. There's someone stepped up to the mic. Fire away. Your name and question, please.
My name is Laurent. My question is for Forrest. I was a fan for you for a long time.
But now you're not. I like it.
No, I am still a fan
Past
for you.
tense. We've moved on.
Since
That's
the
okay.
first fight with Stefan, is there a chance for the trilogy?
Absolutely not. No. I'm gonna let people who can still fight for you guys.
Thank you.
So no Rampage rematch.
No, that's you really want me to get beat up, huh?
Gentleman in the red t-shirt.
Hello, I have a question for Alex. How are you feeling before your second title fight? Are you feeling confident?
I'm feeling very confident. I'm very excited for this fight. I got another shot here, so I'm going to make the best of it. So I'm really excited.
Alright, and Forrest, will you release the second part of your book?
Wait, second, wait, what's
Your book.
Book.
What about it?
Yeah. You have the first book, as I've really enjoyed it, and
Right. The second book's not available in German, right?
I'm not from Germany.
What's the question?
So, will you release the second part of your book? I know you have only one book, right?
No.
No?
It's not very good. It's almost as bad as my fighting, so no.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you. Alex, I'm going to come back to you briefly, built on his question. What were the fans like in response to your experience at the beginning of this year in Sweden? Obviously not a result you wanted, but the fans have been quite supportive and that's really helped you get back in the mindset to fight. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the fans means everything to a fighter, especially to me. Like you know when you get in the field on your home ground like that, it's very tough. It's a hard blow, but I'm here because of the fans. Having the right people around me. So I'm glad for that.
No, we all look forward to it. DC lining up, still not got a date yet. Gentleman there, fire away.
Joshua Duford from Holland, Epic MMA. My first question is for Alex. How will you prepare for DC, and do you think it's going to be easier to take the belt from him than from Jones?
Well, I will prepare. I will be the best prepared ever. I will train my ass off the whole time to the fight. I don't have a date yet, but I don't care. I'm training right now, so I'm gonna be prepared. I'm hungry for this. I want this, so I'm gonna turn every stone I can in this camp. No doubt at all. I'm gonna leave everything in that cage, and I don't believe anyone is harder than the other. John Jones is the best guy out there. Everybody knows that. He's the pound king in the world, so he's of course the hardest guy to beat. But DC is also a beast. He's a very legit wrestling background, and he's a challenge for sure.
Next question is for Stipe. The rumors are you or Arlovsky will get the title shot. If you don't get it, who do you want to face?
I'm not trying to think negative, so I'm just going to think about being positive, and I want that title shot.
Nice. Last question for Rose. Who would you like to face next?
Yeah, anybody, it doesn't matter. Anybody that they put up in front of me. I changed my style to go against anybody now, rather than just, stylistically, I'm better with this person or that person. So now it's everybody's game, even you.
No, I don't think so. Thank you.
Stipe, just so we understand, as fans we understand a bit more, what happens when, let's say it is the title fight? Do you get a phone call to your agent, your manager, they call you? Do you get a direct, your phone buzzes, it's Dana, it's Joe Silva? How do you get that information?
Well, it's usually my manager. He usually, gives me a text or a call, tell him call me ASAP, which I know what's going on. So, but we'll see. Hopefully, they call me, let me know personally.
Okay, and you must already have made a decision, as you said, you obviously want the title fight, but do you have to think if you get offered something else? Do you consider it, or is it just, I'll fight whoever they put in front of me?
Well, I'll fight anyone, there's no question, but I put my time and effort in, and I follow the top guys in the world. I want that title shot.
Okay, well good luck with that. Gentleman down here, and then we're going to come back across to you, so you first.
Hi, I'm Lech from Poland, and I have a question for Rose. We just We just spoke to David Allen last night. He told us that UFC in Krakow in Poland was very successful and they think about coming back to Poland. And you being very proud of your Lithuanian roots, I just wanted to ask you if you would like to fight on the card in Poland, very close by to Lithuania.
Yeah, I have family in Lithuania, so I mean that would be a great way for me to acclimate to the jet lag and everything like that. Stay in Lithuania, cross the border to Poland, and get ready to fight. That would be very exciting, and my family and friends could all watch me there. But yeah, we'll have to see what the future holds.
So see you in Poland, hopefully.
Yeah, see ya.
And before we come to you, this gentleman has stepped up. Go for it.
Hi, Ed from Germany. First from you, how important do you think it is, since you've done it successfully, to end your career on a high note as a win?
You know, I wasn't planning on ending my career. When I did, I blew my knee out, and I wasn't able to come back from it. So I would have stuck around way too long and got beat up a lot. So I was kind of, maybe I'm lucky my knee blew.
Okay, and the other ones for all four of you. What do you think is the next division where a champion, where a belt will change hands, and which is the last one?
We're all leading towards the featherweights, right?
Light heavy, maybe?
I've got to say, just because I'm biased, my division's going to change the quickest, and I guess the last one to change might be, I want to say Ronda's probably the most dominant at this point. Or Chris Weidman.
Anyone, you're welcome to ask another question if you like.
No, it was for the four.
For all of you.
I mean, yeah, heavyweight division will change too, real quick.
Taking that belt.
The next heavyweight, the next light heavy. Thank you for your question, gentlemen here in the orangish trousers.
Yeah, that's right. I got a question for Alex. You said that Jones is the pound-for-pound king, and I have a question. When you're gonna win the belt, you probably still want to fight Jones, right? So what's gonna happen if Jones will land in jail? Will you agree to have a fight in jail with him, like a UFC San Quentin, something like this? I just want to know. You said it, man. He's the best. You have to beat him somehow.
Yeah, no, he's the best. He's the best. Everybody knows he's the best.
So would you agree to
I think what he's asking is, can you get like a visitor pass?
Provision?
With like a day pass to go into jail.
A giant birthday cake with an octagon inside it.
That would be great. Now let's first start with DC and let's see what happens after that.
And what is your strategy against DC?
I won't tell you. That's secret. Secret stuff.
Okay.
I will be prepared now. I will be prepared.
I hope so. Okay, bye.
Thank you for your question. We're going to come to you, but come on, this side of the room. We're going to ask you to step up. It's a microphone. They're friendly guys. They're happy to answer any question. There's a microphone free, but back to you for now, sir. Gentlemen, if you'd like to ask your question, tell us who you are, where you're from.
Stephen from London. Hello everyone. Right, so a few quick questions. Forrest, first of all, I'm a huge Rampage fan. But I do think I think you beat him rather when you fought. That hurt me a lot.
I'm certain I beat him because I beat him. But yeah.
There you go. All right. Okay. Cool. I've got a friend who's the biggest fan. Well, grill me. My friend's gonna love this guy.
Me and Quentin we're cool again. So
that's good. That's good. Okay. So if there was one fighter that you didn't fight in your career that you could have fought, who would it be?
Probably Vanderlei Silva.
Vanderlei Silva.
I don't know that I would have won, but it would have been a really good fight.
Pride Vanderlei or the one after the plastic surgery?
Well, we have an extra surprise guest here.
I would have shit myself. All right, so right, so one more for Alex. Okay, so out of Jones and Anthony Johnson, who would you rather have your first title defense over if you were to beat DC in an ideal world? Jones or Johnson?
John Jones.
John Jones. And is it because you thought you beat him the first time?
I think I beat him the first time.
I think you beat him too.
I appreciate that, thank you.
Okay, cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, rep in London. And we're going to go to the tall gentleman with the hat.
Hi, I'm Philip. Question for Forrest. What do you think about the upcoming German fighters?
You know, Hein, I guess he just quit his job like a couple months ago. So, you know, it's the first time he kind of had the chance to devote himself to training full time. So, you know, I'm interested to see tomorrow if he does make a big jump in his, you know, skills and ability, because, you know, I don't know what he's talking about, but it's really hard. It was really hard for me to train and then work a full-time job, so. Hein.
And my second question for all of you guys, who will win, McGregor or Aldo?
Let's start at the end with you, Stipe.
Well, I'm not a good predictor. I'm just excited to fight. That's all I'm gonna say.
I want to say Aldo, but I think McGregor's got the edge on this one. Ooh, you.
It's a tough fight to pick a winner or loser. I'm just very excited for that fight. You know, Aldo is a great fighter.
McGregor. You don't want to get moved that fight.
Conor backs things up. Let's see what happens.
I think somebody will tear their ACL like a week before the fight, and the UFC will go bankrupt. That's what I think.
Now, Stipe, you're at International Fight Week. Are you going to be at that fight? Are all the fighters who are at International Fight Week in Vegas going to attend? I don't know.
You're asking painful questions.
I'll be there. Hopefully you get to watch the fight. If not, I'll be at a watch party. So I'm just happy I'll be down there watching it though.
Okay. You're done? All good. Back to you, gentleman with the hat.
How you doing? My name's Brian from Iowa. I just wanted to know if, do you guys think Ronda should fight Cyborg, or is that reaching too much?
If she can make the weight and be alive, I think it's a great fight. I think that's every fight that everybody wants to see.
Ditto, I think the same. Exactly what you said.
I think Ronda beats Cyborg at 145. I think if they fought at 145, I think she could still beat her.
Is she, so just again to build on that, do you think, I think we might have mentioned this, she is the most dominant champ at the moment, would you say? In terms of the depth of in their class, you've kind of mentioned it, would you agree, gentlemen?
Yeah, she kind of makes the 135 division look weak, but it's not, you know, there's definitely a lot of killers in that division. It's just she kind of, you know, makes it look effortless.
Okay, thank you for your question. It's filling up on that side of the room. Please ask your question. And come on, guys, step on forward. This is a great chance to talk to these fighters.
Hi, my name is Matthijs. I have a question for Forrest. Every time I see you on TV or interviews or whatever, I laugh and I'm cracked up. So, how would you feel about doing more commentating jobs or more TV appearance or something like that?
Hey man, I've already got a really busy schedule, sightseeing around Berlin. I can't be bothered with that kind of work.
So, what have you been up to lately then?
I've been being awesome. Professionally, like I get a paycheck every other week for it. That says, you're awesome.
Cool, thanks. I have another question for Alex. How do you see your fight going down with Cormier? And if you finish him, in which round and how?
Well, it'll be a great fight. He's a great fighter, and he has a legit wrestling background. So, you know, I have to be sharp, I have to be fast, working my footwork. So, but you know, as long as I win, that's the most important thing.
I think you should also be longer than him too.
Yeah, I think so too.
How would you beat him? Submission, knockout, judges?
And I think this is going to be I think it's going to be a tough decision. You know, it's hard to. You also saw the hit he could take from Anthony Johnson, so it's a hard guy to put to sleep. But you know, let's see what happens. As long as I beat him, that's the most important thing.
All right, thanks.
Just again, Alex, to build on that, talk us through your preparation. I know you obviously have a plan, but are you the guy who watches lots of tapes? Do you leave it to your coaches to watch lots of tapes? How do you approach breaking down an opponent?
Yeah, I'm sitting down with the team, analyzing the opponent, his fights. Basically, you have to go through everything in details, and then you work a game plan for that. So.
And in terms of sparring partners, again, I would imagine you get people in to replicate some of DC's movements. Is that easy to do where you're training?
Well, it's always on progress. You know, you have to work on it all the time to get in good sparring and sparring that can simulate the opponent. And now it's DC, so we're looking at short wrestlers basically. We got a few of them in Europe.
Latifi's kicking around, probably looking for a hug. Your question now, sir. Fire away.
Yes, I have a question for everybody. Who, in your opinion, is the greatest heavyweight fighter of all time? And where would you rank Verdum in this list?
Okay, if we start at this end, Forrest.
Oh my God, that's such a hard question. How about maybe like 2006 Fedor? Maybe 2007 Crow Cop? I don't know.
Brock Lesnar.
Not Pat Barry?
He's alright. I'm just kidding.
I go with Fedor.
Yeah, but like circa 2006, right?
Yeah.
So there's no love for Verdum? I mean, he has submitted Nogueira, Fedor, Velasquez now.
Well, ask the guys. You know,
I'd say Fedor in his prime. You know, he was unbeatable for 10 years basically. He was the champion.
Is it too soon to put Fabrizio Verdum? Obviously, he's the champion, so he goes into the history books. But is it too soon to judge him based on the fact he's only just won the belt? Do you want to see him defend a few times before you work out where he sits?
Give us a larger, body of work. Although he's been awesome for a long time.
I mean, honestly, just I think Verdum has all the credentials in the world to be the best heavyweight, but obviously people I think want to see him hold the belt for a while, just because the heavyweight belt does bounce around a lot. But yeah, I mean, he's beat the best of the best. He's beat Fedor, he's beat Kane as of recently, so I think he's well on his way being the greatest heavyweight of all time. And I think people tend to count him out as well.
Okay, he's yet to face one Stipe Miocic, so maybe he won't last more than that one with the belt. Did you have another question, sir? Or? No problem, gentleman behind, please step up.
First question for Rose. I was just wondering what Pat Barry is doing with himself at the moment and how much he plays a part in your training.
I don't know where he's at right now. I think he's backstage. Like with life? No, he's just, trying to make sure that he's healthy and just, taking care of himself. Mainly the focus is on me at this point. He's not really looking to... yeah, but he's just making sure that I'm ready for my fights and stuff like that, and just kind of taking one step at a time. There's always the itch to get another fight in, no matter how old or how long you've been fighting. So he might have a couple more fights, but as of right now, it's just nothing certain.
See you back. And the other question for the guys about weight cutting. I'm just wondering what you guys walk around at the moment.
Weight cutting sucks.
That's why you're heavyweight.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you two are light heavyweights, and Stevie, would you walk around there?
I think you need to cut some weight to fit into that shirt.
Very good, yeah. 242, is it realistically maybe we'll cut to 205?
I mean, that's crazy talk.
Yeah.
Like, look at his head, man. Come on.
I got my head out, I'm like 185.
You look at Cormier and, what's he doing?
Cormier's like 5'9", man. He's like 5'10" or something.
What about yourself? When you were fighting, what did you walk around at?
I don't remember, but this morning I got on the scale and it told me I was 243, so that's not great.
I'm around 230, goes down to 205 there. It's alright.
Okay, thanks.
No, thank you for your question. Gentleman in the UFC Fight Night Berlin t-shirt.
Question for Rose. Before the tough season you participated, Dana White said you are the 115 version of Ronda Rousey, as I remember. Did you think you put extra weight on your shoulders?
Wait, what was the last part?
Did you think you put extra weight on your shoulders?
So just to understand.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a big name to uphold and live up to. So I did feel the extra pressure going into it, but I'm grateful for that experience. I'm grateful for all of it coming at once. So I know what it feels like now versus when I get there, get back up there this time, I'm going to be more ready for it. So, I'm glad that it happened the way that it did, even though it was a lot of pressure for me.
Thank you. I see a great future for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to come to you in just a second, gentlemen. Just a quick question from me, actually. It's about tomorrow. We've got a guy called Arnold Allen, who up until very recently wasn't part of the UFC because of a dropped-out fighter. He's now part of it. So he's come from a gym straight into the UFC. From your experiences of your first fight in the organisation, Is there any kind of things you would advise us on or let us know, or just experiences you had as you joined? The early times, because you've all, spent time in and around the UFC now.
What's his name? This guy from British too?
Yeah, he's English, from Suffolk.
British English.
Yeah, he's coming at last minute. He's prepared and obviously ready, but it's just starting in the UFC for your first time. Do you have memories of what it meant and how you felt about it?
Yeah, I got a lot of advice, some of it's even good advice. Just keep your camps much when you think you've kind of made it. Like, kind of stick with what works a bit.
Okay, and Alex, your experience, is the UFC, is it more pressure when you step into a UFC octagon than other promotions?
Well, it's a bigger stage. It's more cameras, it's a lot more people around you. But like Forrest in here is, you should keep it cool. Stay relaxed.
And Rose, I mean, obviously you've had the Ultimate Fighter experience, but you're one of the young stars who's now in a mature organisation. It must be an exciting time for you.
Yeah, it was a very exciting opportunity, and it's the main thing and it's the hardest thing, but the best thing to do is just not get caught up in it. Enjoy it while you're experiencing it, but it's really hard to keep under control. So you just got to monitor yourself and make sure that you're staying true to yourself. And sometimes there's going to be things along the way that you're going to forget who you are. You're going to not really recognize yourself when you look back on it. But when you got people around you that you trust, don't go getting new friends because they're not really your friends once you make it. So just stick with people that you know and you trust.
Okay, thank you. And Stipe, I mean, you're on the brink, hopefully, of a title shot. Any advice to young fighters either watching online or here?
Yeah, just be patient, put your time in, and don't ever get frustrated. Just, practice makes perfect, and just go with the flow.
I thought of better advice. Get as much free stuff as possible.
There we go. Thank you for that. Gentlemen, please, your question.
Hey guys, my name is Phil. I'd like to ask Gus, how much did your loss to Anthony Johnson affect you, and what did you do to get back on track mentally?
Well, it was a hit. It was quite a big, step back for me. I lost that fight. I couldn't lose at all. It wasn't acceptable to lose that fight, but I did. Well, I learned a lot. It was. What doesn't kill you makes you harder, right? And that's what happened to me. It was tough in the beginning, and then I had good people around me. My family, team, and fans, and so on. So they pushed me the right way, and here I am now. So it's all good.
All the best for the next fight.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Hi, it's me again. A question to the four of you. How do you think, with the Reebok deal coming up in a couple of weeks, the pay scale should be changed in the coming years?
There's aspects of it that I like, but at the same time, there are some points made about, female fighters not getting a chance to have as many UFC fights as other men, and, the pay scale not being the same, but honestly, it's just one of those things I think that has to play out, and then we'll kind of see how we view it. As of right now, yeah, I'm gonna get some, I could make more money off of just sponsorships, but I think it's for the greater good, and it's just one of those things that I can't really do much about unless I want to fight for some other organization. So, yeah.
Any other thoughts or views on that situation?
I think the UFC has a plan for us, so they're good to me. So hopefully they have a good plan.
I think it's gonna look good though.
Thank you for your question.
One more for Alex. Have you updated your tattoo yet?
No, I haven't had the courage to do that yet, but I will.
Good luck.
Thank you, gentleman behind you. You might as well go for it.
Hello, my name is Alex, and I got a question for Forrest. You fought Anderson Silva back in time, and how did you feel about his positive drug test? And do you think he's coming back better and eventually fight Chris Weidman again for the title?
What's going on your shirt? What's going on there? No, seriously, what's going on there? You just walk around with pornography on yourself? That's how you guys roll in Germany. I get it. I'm cool. It's cool.
I thought there's nothing wrong about that, but okay.
Hey, no, it's who am I to judge? No, all right. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Anderson wasn't on drugs. Like, you know, when he was good. I think he got an injury. He started getting old. He got scared. You know, it's just unfortunate because he was the greatest of all time, and he kind of tarnished himself at the end. He should have just stayed retired. You know, he had nothing to prove. You know, he just loved fighting, and you know, I figured just trying to get better at it.
And one more question to all of you. How do you think about the upcoming fight against Rockhold versus Whiteman? Who do you think get the belt, or do you got something expect big in the middleweight?
If we start at the end, Stipe, Whiteman, Rockhold.
I mean, that fight, it's gonna be an amazing fight. These two guys they're amazing on stand-up and ground, so it's gonna be a challenge.
I have to go with Wyman. I think he's just more of a complete fighter, but at the same time, I think Luke Rockhold is really talented. I just think mentally, I think Chris Wyman's got it together at the more.
I think whatever, Luke is a great fighter, but whatever he throws at Wyman, I think Wyman is going to have an answer for it. So.
Forrest.
I think Luke, I think he's longer, he's a little quicker, and I think his ability to scramble and, you know, resist wrestling will, you know, be pretty handy. I actually think Luke's kind of the more well-rounded fighter. I think, you know, Weidman is, you know, a wrestler with heavy hands. I'm usually wrong though, so.
I've got it. How have you got it?
What?
How have you got it?
Rockhold, of course.
There we go. Thank you. Gentlemen here.
Scott Askham, we believe Scott Askham's probably one of the hottest prospects to come out of the UK for a long time. He'd not lost a round in his pro career until he came up short against Magnus Sedenblad in Sweden. I just wonder what you guys thought about his chances against Antonio De Santos.
So Scott Askham on the card tomorrow night. He's 6'3", he's fighting a 5'10". The army is in. So maybe either Scott personally, if you know anything about him and his chances, but also maybe we open it up that Scott's 6'3", he's fighting a guy 5'10". How do you see that one playing out?
You know, I don't know anything. They didn't have much on his opponent, you know. I think Scott's still a pretty young guy. I've gotten to see him fight quite a few times. He's the favorite, so if he's the favorite, somebody thinks he's going to win.
Okay, Rose, you guys, any thoughts on Scott? Or in fact, if
I don't know who he is, I'm sorry.
No, in which case, and he's
fighting Antonio Silva, right?
Antonio Dos Santos tomorrow night. It's fine, it's fine.
Silva, Dos Santos.
The bigger guy.
Well, he's well supported. You guys were making a lot of noise earlier.
Yeah, whoever's supporting him, I'll go with them. Please don't beat me up.
Thank you for your question. Let's go back there with someone going to stand. Okay, we've got the gentleman with a Hollister t-shirt.
Hello everyone, my name is Amanuel and my question goes to Stipe Miocic. What do you think are you bringing to the table that Andrei Arlovski doesn't if it comes to the title fight?
That's a good question. I'm just better than him in every aspect. I mean, I come to fight. I mean, I fought with tougher guys, you know, better ranked guys.
A better gym.
That too, and you know, listen. I come to fight. I put on a fight every time. I put on a good show.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
I can't believe we've run dry at the microphones. We've got a couple of minutes left, so if you did have a question that you wanted to ask, now is your opportunity. The weigh-ins are following. The Londoner struts up again with some swag.
My turn?
Go for it.
Alright, okay, cool. So quick one for Stipe. With your fight with Dos Santos, did you think you won?
The judges said that the Santos won, so there's nothing I can really say about it.
I had it 3-2 to Santos, but I could have seen why it went your way. After the fight, honestly, did you think you'd won?
I mean, yeah, I thought I won, but the judges didn't think so.
That's pretty humble of you, I'll be honest. That's okay, cool. Another one for Alex. What would you say to your moment now, at this point in your career, is your biggest accomplishment? Because the way I look at it is you beat some good guys, but the show you put on against John Jones was just unbelievable. I thought you won, as I said earlier. Would you say that's still your greatest accomplishment, or would you put it down to a specific win that you've got?
Well, it's I don't know. I don't think. I don't. You know, I still lost that fight though. So, you know, it's a tough question. I think it's not. You know, my highlight is not here yet.
Yeah, it hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
It will.
I think you know who won both those fights? Me, because they were awesome. And you guys won because those were both great fights. You and Jones and you and Dos Santos. I mean, at some point I thought like one of you guys would just die. You and Dos Santos. It was crazy. People that big should not be hitting each other unless it's in the UFC, of course.
You're that big. You're 240 right now.
Seeing as we're running a bit dry, I'll ask one more. So, Forrest, what would you say your biggest accomplishment was? What was your biggest win? Was it the Rampage fight, or was there another one that you really
No, yeah, see, I started, it was like the first one in my career against Stefan, and then it was all downhill from there. Started at the top, worked my way down.
Have you still got the record for the leg kicks?
No, I don't. I lost that. I lost it all.
Who took it?
I think it was like Amir, actually. I don't know, he threw like 94 leg kicks in a fight, something. I don't know.
Okay, cool. That's all from me.
Okay, thank you very much to you. We've got a final little chance to step up. If you don't want to ask a question, you will miss out. Oh, beg your pardon. Go for it. We've got two more gents here.
Yeah, hi, my name's Calvin. My question is for Stipe. Just for the record, I had you beating the Santos 3-2.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
The question is,
a lot of judges in the house. A lot of judges.
I wish you was there in Phoenix.
My question for your last fight with Mark Hunt. At what point did you think the ref should have stopped the fight? Because I think like the end of the second, he either had enough. He's just too tough for his own good. I wanted to get your viewpoint on it.
I mean, yeah, he's a tough guy. I mean, he's a tough cookie. I mean, I hit him with everything I can, you know, and he just kept coming. He actually at one point told the ref that he was fine, and I would have done the same thing. You know, it's more of a pride thing, and you know, you don't want to be taken out of a fight if you know you can keep going. And then there's always that puncher's chance. You want 4 ounce gloves, something can happen. So you never know.
I've got one more question for Rose. I just want to know how you feel like you match up with the champ, stylistically.
Yeah, I beat her everywhere.
Fair enough. Thanks.
Thank you for your question. Is that something you're pushing for?
Yeah, I definitely want to get more experience, just one more fight and then a title fight. But I mean, if Jessica or Joanna ends up twisting their ankle on the way to the cage, I'll be jumping in right there.
You've got your gloves.
Yeah, I'll have my swords underneath.
Fantastic. Gentleman with a great top on.
Yeah, I have a question for Alex, but also for all of you. So Anthony Johnson, after the fight with you, he said that actually he heard your cornerman shouting, "Kick him to the face," and he got ready kind of for that thing. So I wanted to ask if you think that your cornerman should consider it as a factor in a fight and maybe make some kind of strategic or tactic move out of it.
No, not really. You know, they just speak English to me. Basically, that's what we do. That's what my coach do. He talks English with me. He can't talk in another type of language. I wouldn't understand it then. So it is what it is. You know.
Thank you.
You want like code words. You want like crazy secret.
Like moves in rugby. That will be strange. Go for it. Your question, sir.
I have a question for all four. If you look at your careers from a fan perspective, which fight would be your favorite?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Wow. So, as a fan, your favorite fight of all time to watch?
I mean, you know, I lost after the Santos fight. That was probably my funnest fight. You know, it was pretty overwhelming. You know, standing up between the 4th and 5th round, the whole arena was standing up screaming. So it was actually pretty fun.
Okay, Rose?
I think for me, probably the most easiest answer is the Flying Arbor, but just for most fans, it was most memorable. But the Ultimate Fighter, I'd say, you know, it was a dream matchup between me and JoJo for a lot of fans from Invicta, and they really wanted to see us fight, and it was a lot of anticipation to that. So I think that one too would probably come close second.
Okay, Alex, your favorite fight as a fan?
You have the fight with John Jones, and then you have another fight I had was against Landy Silva against what's his name? Thiago Silva in my hometown, and it was just packed and it was crazy. So those two moments.
Chef Liddell Vanderlei. It's one of my favorite fights.
And one of your own fights?
Yeah, probably me and Stefan again.
That was a great fight.
How did that work out for you? Right, we've got empty microphones, unless there's one more, so let's wrap it up. I just want to briefly turn our attention to the UFC in Europe. We're lucky enough to have a title fight here tomorrow night. Just briefly, European fighters increasingly making their mark on the UFC. Stipe, why is that, do you think? Is there more to come?
Just tough people. That's all it is. Nothing more to say.
I mean, do you think, and Rose, you might be well qualified for this, do you think it's that the Europeans now have grown up watching the UFC, they've watched MMA, and it's not just about single discipline fighting anymore? Has it evolved in this part of the world?
Yeah, I think it's just a different cultural, upbringing. I don't know, America's really big on wrestling, I feel like, and boxing, but here I think just any type of sports is definitely, I don't know, appreciated more.
Okay, and Alex, it's been a while now you've been in the UFC. You were kind of pushing forward one of the first big names from Europe. Are you kind of looking around and seeing much more now in the scene develop?
Yeah, it's a big difference. Like when I started and what it is now, it's just gyms everywhere. You have talented kids coming up to the gym and gyms popping up everywhere. So yeah, it's getting bigger and bigger. So.
No, fantastic. And Forrest, we'll leave the final word to you.
Kickboxing's always been popular all around Europe, and judo's always been popular all around Europe. So it was really only a matter of time before somebody was like, "Hey, why don't we put those together and call it MMA?"
Excellent. Thank you for your insight. We've got empty microphones. Thank you very much for your questions. The weigh-ins are coming up in just a minute, but please do now. Let's put our hands together and say thank you to Forrest, to Alex, to Rose, and to Stipe. Thank you very much, guys.